do a stream. So, do a stream, talk about this situation, with Devin Haney and, Tank Davis and the fans. At the end of the day, I came to the conclusion that a lot of people are not fans of boxing. They're fanboys and fangirls of certain fighters. And at the end of the day, they will hover and protect them like mother hen and stuff. When at the end of the day, these fighters signed up for this. They signed up to become professional boxers and participate in combat sports. But you got people trying to do the work for these dudes, and that's why I call them fanagers. They try to negotiate on behalf of their favorite fighter. They try to sit up there and try to devalue other fighters to boost up their fighter, the guy that they root for, and that's what you have now. So now you got people sitting up here. Hey, what's up? So now you got people sitting up here making up fake numbers for Devin Haney, saying the fight sold 25,000 pay-per-views, 50,000 pay-per-views, anything to protect Tank and try to devalue Devin Haney. And once again, these is black people that do this stuff. I can't sit up here and point the finger at Hispanics and white people and other non-blacks when it's people from our so-called own community that try to devalue black fighters. Because they're so scared that Tank is going to actually have a competitive fight, a fight that he's going to go into and he's not going to be the favorite to win. Or at least there's a chance he could lose this fight. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. A lot of these Tank fans is doing exactly the same thing that you saw, Errol Spence fans doing. When they started to see Terrence Crawford blowing through these welterweights easier than Errol Spence did, they started to make up excuses about pay-per-view numbers and ticket sales and all that kind of stuff. Oh, man, Terrence Crawford, he don't deserve this kind of money. He don't deserve this kind of money. Oh, man. Well, he was old. He was old, man. Oh, he was washed up. Oh, he had Errol Spence leftover. Even though most of these dudes had losses before Errol Spence got a hold of them. But this is what these dudes do. They try to devalue these fighters because they saw how Devin blew through Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis is a two-time champion. Regis Prograis was ducked by a lot of people. And to be honest with you, had he had that Josh Taylor fight in the States, more than likely Regis would have got denied and probably would have won that fight. No disrespect to Josh Taylor, but I thought Regis won that fight. But now because they saw how Devin dominated Regis Prograis, so now the Tank fans are getting scared. So now they're creating narratives. Oh, well, this fight shouldn't happen because Devin Haney ain't selling this amount of pay-per-view. Oh, he sold out a fight, but his tickets was this amount of money. Like, stop the cap, man. I mean, like, knock this, for real, knock this shit off, man. Like, people see right through this. You a black fighter. You guys complain about everything. You complain about Bill Haney. But you guys sit up here and talk about how black fathers need to be more active in their child's life. But here it is, Bill Haney that led Devin Haney on the right path, kept him out the streets. He became a professional boxer, then went on to become undisputed, win multiple titles, still undefeated. But see what it is, though, let me tell you what it really is. See, Devin's climbing the mountain, and he's climbing the mountain fast. See, he's catching up to Tank as far as popularity go. And then based off his performance, he's, you know what I'm saying, he's catching up to Tank as far as popularity go. He's already surpassed Tank on the pound-for-pound list in many people's eyes. They have Devin at least scratching the surface of top 5. But see, at the end of the day, these Tank fans, just like, which they're in all likelihood PBC fun boys, see, they okay with the PBC putting these overmatched dudes in the ring with Tank. Like I said before, say what you want to say. Devin looked for the best fights possible. Tank didn't want to go near Regis. Tank didn't want to go near Regis, but Devin did. I can name several fighters that duck Regis Prograis, and that's just real talk. But Devin was like, all right, give me the best guy available. Give me an established guy. Give me the best guy available, which was Regis. And Devin went towards him. Made the fight. And then when the fight happened, Devin wasn't running. Devin took the fight right to Regis. Gave the Bay Area an exciting fight, sold it out. But then you got these dudes, these Tank fans making excuses because they so worried about Devin Haney whooping Tank's ass. And this is why I say the stuff I say about the PBC, man. Now I'm gonna talk about Tank's tweets. For a dude that's supposed to be a boss and all this kind of stuff, why you always leaking everything on the internet, man? That's a conversation that's supposed to be kept private. But we'll talk about that later on, though. But right now, I just want to talk about these dudes that's sitting up here, once again being scared for Tank. Oh, we'll just make up lies saying that Devin's pay-per-view underperformed, so that'll give Tank a way out. Now, keep in mind, Tank didn't touch $1 million until he fought Ryan Garcia. Tank was doing pretty much the same numbers that Devin was doing. But it's a jump start. Okay, so he hit $1 million. Do y'all really think a Tank? Let's just keep it 100. Let's just keep it 100. Do y'all really think that a Tank Isaac Cruz fight is gonna do $1 million pay-per-views? No. Do you think Tank versus Frank? Do you think the Tank versus the Frank is gonna do big numbers? Do you think Tank versus Frank Martin is gonna do $1 million pay-per-views? No. Then, like I said, that's the PBC moniker. Al Heyman believe in making big fights with black fighters who would rather put black fighters in the ring with Hispanics or non-blacks. Because one, they want to put up this facade that black versus black fighters don't sell, and then they just don't want to pay nobody. They don't want to pay these dudes. They find $100 million for Conor McGregor, a white dude that never had fought professionally in boxing before in his life. Paid him life-changing money. But then all of a sudden, they struggling to find $10 million for Terrence Crawford. Like, man, stop, like, for real, man. Stop the cap, man. Stop the cap, man. You Tank fans don't have nobody fooled, man. This is just grade A cap. You trying to decrease Devin Haney's pay-per-view numbers so you could use that as a, a negotiating tactic on behalf of Tank. Like y'all work for Tank, like y'all on the payroll to say, oh, see, this is why this fight don't need to happen. Oh, because listen, man, the fight did over 100,000 pay-per-views. I'm not going to let y'all get away with that. See, that's the difference between me and these other dudes here. Like I said, man, sometimes, like, I ain't even going to lie. A lot of you niggas on here just make me sick to my stomach, man. It's shameful how you dudes act. You act like y'all the ones that's got to get in the ring and fight. But see, this is the Mayweather effect, where these dudes want to protect their zeros at all costs, which means not getting in the ring with the best guys out there. Not wanting to dare to be great. Fight the biggest risk possibly to their own. Ain't nothing wrong with losing. The greatest fighters lost that ever laced them up lost. Larry Holmes lost. Muhammad Ali lost. Sugar Ray Leonard lost. Mike Tyson lost. Lennox Lewis lost. The Klitschko brothers lost. Thomas Hearns lost. Marvin Hagler lost. I mean, for real. I mean, like, this is where we are now. But I guess it is, because this is what Floyd sold to the public. And the more this goes on with Floyd, the worse it looks, because now everybody wants to be Floyd. And like I said before, we can't put this on white people. We got to put this on black people, because the ones that's putting this notion out there is Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather. But at the end of the day, once again, like I said in my previous live, Floyd fought those Mexicans because he knew for the most part he could beat them. They were flat-footed, come forward, and they were tailor-made for Floyd to look good against. Defensively challenged for the most part. He fought a lot of guys where their offense is their defense and their defense is their offense, and Floyd succeeded. And he can sit up there and say he didn't look at tape. Oh, he looked at tape. He looked at tape. He looked at tape to be able to select them. You know, I don't buy into that stuff that a lot of these fighters be talking about. Oh, I don't look at tape. Man, stop it. Stop it. But at the end of the day, these dudes don't want to see this fight. These Tank fans don't want to see this fight. They seem to be shook when they saw how Devin Haney took apart a southpaw. Tank is a southpaw. And all this stuff about Devin not having a chin is complete cap. It's cap. It's fraudulent. It's a lie. When had Devin been put on his ass? Oh, he got rocked by Linares. Linares put Lomachenko on his ass and almost beat Lomachenko. But, you know, Lomachenko did what he usually does. He rallies the, last quarter, second half of the fight, and he got the stoppage. But that fight was up for grabs. You know, that fight was up for grabs. The Lomachenko-Linares fight, it was up for grabs. Devin clearly beat Lomachenko. Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko was identical to Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko. Lomachenko gave up pretty much the first half of the fight. He rallied the last couple of rounds. And I'm going to tell you something. The only reason why Devin freaked out and had and went in panic mode, and why he got a little reckless in those last two rounds, keep in mind, I was there. I covered that fight. Don't you remember? The referee told Devin Haney that he was going to take a point from him if he kept holding Lomachenko. Now, unfortunately, Devin Haney freaked out, and he got reckless. And Lomachenko went on to tear those last two rounds. But some of those punches, Devin Haney was slipping. But then you got these idiots. That's how they really determined Lomachenko won that fight, based off the 10th and 11th round. But they can't tell you what other rounds Lomachenko won besides the 10th and 11th round. They can't tell you. I'll say, okay, well, the 10th and 11th round, Lomachenko went on the tear. He went on the tear versus Teofimo, but he couldn't finish the job. So I keep saying, what other rounds? And then, and y'all know, I kept asking, what other rounds you thought Lomachenko won? Decide. And they couldn't answer that question. Oh, Lomachenko got robbed. No, he didn't. And first of all, here's some more facts. Lomachenko got sent to the hospital after the fight. Go look at Lomachenko's face after the Devin Haney fight. Look at Devin Haney's face, and you tell me who won the fight. Oh, and quiet as kept, You know why Lomachenko didn't fight again this year after the Devin fight? Is because Devin Haney fucked up his ribs. But you idiots believe that Devin Haney lost that fight. And then some of you dudes sitting up making these videos because, listen, I know what you dudes be doing. I saw this when I first got on YouTube. You dudes be sitting up pandering and stuff. Just like one dude made this ridiculous, absurd video talking about that Canelo beat Dimitri Bivol decisively. That was a lie, and the dude that made it is a lie. Listen, I ain't trying to I ain't trying to start no beef with him. I mean, I ain't worried about nobody. But then at the end of the day, man, you can't sit up there and just front like that. I mean, come on, man. Not even Canelo fans think he beat Bivol. You know, Canelo got thoroughly dominated versus Bivol. Devin Haney. No. You can go tell that to those Lomachenko fans and those dudes that was sitting up there sucking up the Lomachenko, acting like it was a robbery. Listen to the little Bootsy and stuff lying, talking about Devin Haney didn't win one round. Dude, what is your black ass talking about, Bootsy? Dude, stop it. Nigga, stop it. Now I'm not talking as Town Biz, the media dude. I'm talking as Town Biz. Real talk. Like, what is Lil Boosie talking about that Devin Haney didn't win one round, man? Cap. Just stick to doing what you do best, going on DJ Vlad's platform, snitching on yourself. And when they indict your ass and they use all those interviews with DJ Vlad, don't say nothing when you pick up a case. And then you had Nelly talking about, I'm done with boxing. Well, we've been done with your whack ass music for over 10 years. We've been done with you for a minute. I can just tell when people be being disingenuous when they getting on the net because they trying to pander to people. Like I said, I'm done with boxing. Why? For what? Where was you niggas at? Lomachenko and Alexander Boslik was laughing and celebrating Adonis Stevenson being carried out on the street. And then you have people lying, saying, he didn't see, maybe he didn't know what happened. And it was a damn TV in the room. So-called Hotep Pro. And see, that's the difference between me and these other dudes. I keep it real, not trill. And I don't call no Bill, and I don't call Bill Haney no Trill Bill. Nah, Bill from East Oakland. Bill from Bancroft. So I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. So that just gotta be said. Where was you niggas at when that happened? Nobody made videos. I was, as usual, me, the only one that had the guts to talk about it. And of course, people got mad at me. Oh man, you're being divisive. Oh, maybe they didn't see. Like, man, it was a TV screen right in the ring. But then it was okay. It was okay. Because when Arthur Beterbiev got a hold of Boslik, he made his ass retire. Now, he didn't resurface, but he was out of boxing for like almost what? When was that fight? 2000? Yeah. But they were sitting up. Hey, listen, Alexander Boslik, he did apologize. He said, I want to apologize to Adonis Stevenson. I apologize. He apologized. He apologized to Adonis Stevenson. Lomachenko didn't. So there you have it. We all know Tank didn't go, as far as Lomachenko go, we know Tank ain't went near Lomachenko. We know Floyd don't want to make that fight. We know Floyd, Al Heyman, Leonard Ellaby, Sir Nose. They don't want to have nothing to do with Lomachenko. So that's for you idiots that keep thinking that Devin Haney lost to Lomachenko. Devin Haney whooped Lomachenko's ass. Sent that boy to the hospital. What is you talking about? And then there wasn't no controversy because the Nevada State Athletic Commission said it wasn't no controversy. They reviewed the fight and they thought the right guy won. What are y'all talking about? So all of a sudden, body shots don't matter. So all of a sudden, one dude have 2 good rounds and that's enough for him to win the fight. But you can't find 8 other rounds that he won, or at least 6 other rounds that he won, besides the 10th and 11th. Y'all don't know nothing about boxing. Y'all are fanboys and fangirls and stans that want to protect your favorite fighter. Listen, I'll say it this once again. When Terrence Crawford and Spence was finally about to happen, and I said for years going into the fight, I don't have no horse in the race. I just want to see the fight happen. Now, Devin Haney Tank, that's a little different. My loyalty is to the Bay. My loyalty is to the Bay. I'm born and bred in Oakland. You know, like homeboys say, Texas in every way. Nah, Oakland in every way. So my alliance is going to be to Team Haney. But at the same time, I can cover a fight and be fair and objective. At the end of the day, yeah, of course I was rooting for Devin to win. Cause he was born here. He from here. And I'm gonna say something else. You out of town niggas, if you ain't from Oakland, don't speak on Oakland. You don't have the right to tell somebody where they from or where they supposed to be from. You don't have that right. The town embraces Devin and his dad. So, you know, for real, stop the cap, man. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. That's like me telling somebody that's like me saying Lupe Fiasco, oh man, he ain't really from Chicago. How am I supposed to know? I ain't never set foot in Chicago in my life. Or me saying, oh man, Meek Mills ain't from Philly. Y'all internet niggas is something else, man. If Oakland and the people in Oakland embrace and accept Devin and his dad, then that ain't y'all outsiders' concerns. When we say town business, we really mean town business. So I'm just putting that out there. But yeah. But it's just looking like this thing with Tank, man, and his fans, they putting him in a Tank protection program. You know what I'm saying? Protect Tank from Devin Haney. And then Tank supposed to be this wild out, you know what I'm saying, street dude. He supposed to be this dude that just got this undeniable power. Why he even worried about Devin Haney's weight? I thought this dude was sparring heavyweights and light heavyweights. Oh man, that's what Leonard Ellaby was saying, Sir Nose. Yeah, Tank is knocking out, Tank is knocking out heavyweights. He done knocked out heavyweights. He done knocked out heavyweights. He done knocked out light heavyweights, man. He knocked out a dude the size of, he knocked out a dude the size of Tyson Fury. You do know heavyweight mean over 200 pounds. So if he knocking out heavyweights, light heavyweight, why the fuck do it matter whether Devin Haney rehydrated the 165? And that's alleged. We don't have the official California Commission report. And like I said, once again, do it matter? So make that make sense. If you knocking out heavyweights, dropping heavyweights, and light heavyweights, super middleweights, welterweights. Last time I checked, 165 is like middleweight or going into super middleweight. But Devin's supposed to be, but Tank is supposed to be dropping all these dudes. So why does it matter? Like I said, these Tank fans, they was shook. They was shook on two things. They was shook because they didn't think the fight was gonna sell. So they could sit up there and say, well, oh, Devin Haney ain't selling no tickets. Devin ain't selling no tickets. He didn't sell no tickets. He only had 7,000 people up in the Chase Center. Wrong. Nah, he had almost 17,000. I was there. That place was packed. When you look around, I should have did a 360, I should have did a 360 view to let y'all see. That place was packed. It was rocking. It was lit. It was fun. So it's cap. So they couldn't use that. See, they was hoping the fight would sell like around 9,000 tickets, so they could say, "Oh man, Devin Haney, he can't sell no tickets, so why should Tank fight him?" So they resort to saying, "Oh, well, the tickets was the tickets was $57, so that's why the fight sold out." Don't matter whether the tickets is $5,500 or $55. The event sold out. By Tank even bringing that up or tweeting that, he looked real weak. He showed that he was intimidated by that. So now the new narrative is, oh man, that fight only sold 50,000. Like I said, once again, why do y'all listen to these dudes that have these podcasts that don't actually cover fights? And that's just apologists for one fighter. Like I said, you saw this with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. You saw this go on for years until Terrence Crawford actually got a hold of Errol Spence and he beat the brakes off of him. Beat him so bad to the point where some of these dudes stopped talking about boxing as a whole. So I'm just saying, man, make it make sense. Make it make sense. But like I said, once again, this is your community for you. This is your black community for you that sit up here and attack and put down other black people. But these is probably the same black people that's okay with white people and non-blacks calling them the N-word with the A or the ER and won't say nothing. But then these is the same dudes that want to be all combative with other black people. Yeah, I said it. I sure did. It just appeared that dude, it's just looking like they just don't want to fight dude. Then I'm watching this interview with Calvin Ford. Oh man, make no mistake, Tank is a 135 fighter. Well, wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Wait. Didn't he fight Mario Barrios? Then you hearing this stuff about Snack. I mean, we need to get Snack out of boxing. For what? For what? Was he concerned about Snack when he fought Barrios? So help me understand that. These people that just using that Snack angle is they're clowns. So according to y'all, Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford is doing something dirty. But Caleb Plant and Demetrius Andrade, dudes who lost fights, they're clean. That doesn't make any kind of sense. See, I'm going to be honest with you. That kind of stuff, that's lawsuit stuff right there when you accuse somebody of using performance-enhancing drugs and they're not using it. But at the end of the day, they just don't want the fight, man. They don't want that. They don't want that fight. They don't want that fight right now. They saw something that bothered them. And they said, like I said before, Regis was always scratching the surface of pound for pound top 10. And for them to see Devin go in there and do that to him and dominate him and just take him apart the way he did, that spooked them. Now all of a sudden they worried about weight. Like I said before, you call yourself Tank. Either you a tank or you a paper tank. Now, I shouldn't be like going in on Tank and saying this kind of stuff due to the fact that I'm in the media and that I cover fight. But at the end of the day, like I said, the PBC don't fuck with me. This is why the PBC won't credential me. because they want me to sit up there and kiss their fighter's ass and pray, and you know what I'm saying, and kiss their Converse and all that kind of stuff. And then Tank, he supposed to be this street dude, but then he get, anytime somebody says something to him or critiques them, then they say, oh man, I ain't doing no interview with you. It's always that way. They like you till they don't like you. They love you when you praising them to you know, to the highest, but then as soon as you have one little critique about them, like I said, you may just say, hey man, you know, he got hit a little too much more than he usually does. Then all of a sudden these dudes spaz out, they get mad and say, oh, you don't know shit about boxing. Oh man, I ain't doing no interview with you. Hey man, hey listen, hey Tail man, I ain't gonna say who this is. Hey Tail man, would you mind taking that video down? You know, the one where you said, all right man, I'll take it down. So I done got all that. But to hear these lying ass niggas sit up here and try to lie and say that the pay-per-view numbers wasn't that good and stuff, it just goes to show you how destitute these dudes are and how fearful they are of their hero Tank. Because right about now, Tank and his family are those cheap ass plastic, you know, tanks, you know, toy tanks that you used to could get from you know, Wolves when they had that, and Kmart and all that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. Right on. Right on. Oh, shout out to my guy, the sports and political channel of LB. Go subscribe to this channel, please. So, you know, he covers fights for me sometimes in the East Coast. So shout out to my guy. But nah, man, I'm just saying, man, this stuff is just getting frustrating, man. Just like I said, every time you look around, man, you can't get negotiate to start. You always got to hear this stuff. Oh man, let the fight marinate, man. Let the fight marinate, man. The time is now. Okay, Devin Haney is a promotional free agent. Ain't nothing standing in the way of that fight being made. It was a one and done deal until further notice. So what's the problem now? Because you niggas love to holler about, oh man, he with this promotional company, so the fight can't be made because he with this dude. So you know, at the end of the day, it can't be made now. Well, guess what? It can be made. Appreciate you. So now the fight. What's the excuse now? You heard Bill say, nah, Devin is a promotional free agent, man. So we go wherever we want to go. So now what? That's another reason why these Tank fans is making up all these excuses why the fight shouldn't happen. This is why, you know, they really don't want to make fights. They push for fights not to happen versus fights happening. Like I said, I'm not with Team Haney, but at the end of the day, if the fight was to happen, I mean, it's obvious who, in all likelihood, I'm going to be rooting for. But at the same time, if I cover that fight, I'm going to be as professional as possible. I'm always professional when I cover fights. I was professional when I covered this last fight. You know, I spazzed out a little bit. I had fun because at the end of the day, I was home. I was happy to be home. I was you know what I'm saying? I was working in my neck of the woods. I was working. I'm very familiar. I consider that working from home. Local is just the next traffic in minutes. Go over the Bay Bridge, then you go through Treasure Island, then you go through the last part of the Bay Bridge, then you on the outskirts of downtown San Francisco. Boom. Yeah, man, nobody don't want to hear that stuff about let it marinate, let it marinate, salt and vinegar, with some Worcestershire sauce and put it in the oven for 5 minutes and then, take it out, let it simmer, then put it. But man, nobody don't want to hear that shit. Nobody don't want to hear that shit. The fight can be made now. Nobody do not want to hear that. You're not pulling that crap no more. That, oh, let it marinate. You can make the fight now. You can set the fight for April. You can set the fight for April. You can set the fight for March. Nobody don't want to hear that stuff. Oh, be safe. Be safe, Mark. Yeah, nobody don't want to hear that junk. Oh, man, let them fight. But that's what, like I said, man, that's what them PBC dudes do. Yeah, they got all them black faces, but it's working for him. With the exception of Sam. Sam, that's my dude. Sam Watson, that's my guy. With the exception of all them other dudes and women, they on some black KKK shit. That's what they act like, because they seem to be anti-black fighter to the T. They will push every black fighter to the back of the bus, and basically bring up the non-blacks to the front. I'm sorry if the truth hurts. Like I said, you saw this. You saw this. You saw this for years with Crawford Spence. Now you finna get this stuff again. Like I said, there's no excuse for them not to make Devin versus Tank. I know Tank ain't fought since April. That'll probably be the excuse. Oh, you need a tune-up fight, but you supposed to be the Tank. I don't care if you send this to Tank. I don't care if you send this to Al Heyman. I don't care if you send this to, you know what I'm saying? None of them. They full of it. They full of it. Nobody don't want to hear this no more. Nobody is going for this no more. This is why they on Amazon. This is why they on Amazon right now as we speak, because of this kind of stuff. But I'm just laughing at the fact that these Tank fans is so protective of him to where they want to make up stuff. They want to put out these videos. They want to put out these videos. Oh, man, the fight didn't sell. The fight didn't sell. It ain't no reason to make that fight. Once again, why y'all worried about it? Why y'all worried about for real? Why y'all worried about whether a fighter sells out? Sells out fight. And the funny thing is, you niggas only keep track of what the black fighters sell. You only keep track of their ticket sales or their pay-per-views. You don't be reporting what these other guys be selling on pay-per-view, but you were the same ones, like I said, who showed how pathetic you are. But it's funny how you guys are defending Devin Haney, and acting like you for the fairness of boxing, but some of y'all was the same niggas was doing the same thing to Terrence Crawford, and you know who the fuck you are. I'm not scared of none of you niggas. For real. You know who you are. Now all of a sudden you want fairness in boxing? You want certain fights to happen? But a lot of y'all were doing the same thing. All of a sudden now you and him. Pay-per-view numbers. Trying to devalue him. Like I said, some of y'all, for real, some of y'all is faker than a $7 bill. And if you offended by this, take it however you want. You know who you are. I don't got to say your names. But you trying to be all, you know what I'm saying? You trying to talk like Reverend Pimp Daddy from Money Talks. Your Honor, allow me to give my wisdom. Nah, I don't need you with them dogging out Devin Haney and trying to come up with an excuse not to make the fight. But y'all were the same one that was coming up with excuses why Errol Spence should fight Terrence Crawford. Oh, take what Errol Spence give you. Take the 20%. Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? Constantly devaluing Terrence Crawford. Oh, man, Terrence Crawford is on steroids. But then you mad because some of these dudes is accused of Devin Haney. One thing about me, I call it right down the middle. Oh, it's nothing. Oh, Damian, it's nothing standing in the way from this fight getting made. How many times did you hear this? Oh, so there ain't no wrong side of the street this time. There ain't no wrong side of the street. There ain't no 227. There ain't no last house on the left. There ain't no glass house. There ain't no there ain't no little tiny home. There ain't no excuse. Man, it ain't no excuse now why they can't make this fight. So where's that at now? So there ain't no wrong side of the street now. He on the wrong side of the street. Well, there ain't no wrong side of the street now. Devin Haney is a promotional free agent, so this fight can be made. Fight can be made. So let's see it happen. Let's see it happen. Let's see it happen. So we don't want to hear that now. We don't want to hear it. There ain't no other side of the street now. And that's just real talk. I got a text from Bill. I'm gonna sit up there, you know what I'm saying? I'm not on the Haney payroll, but I'm gonna give my advice to what I think they should do next. Man, Tank walk around, man, I done heard Tank walk around at 175 when he ain't fighting. But once again, like I keep saying, why are you worried about Devin Haney's weight if you hearing all these reports, man, Tank is knocking out heavyweights. Tank is not, man, Tank, you should see Tank in the gym, man. I mean, he knocking out heavyweights, like heavyweights. I mean, he's knocking them all out. Well, if he's knocking them all out, then 165, Devin Haney, if he rehydrates to 165, that shouldn't be a problem, right? No problem, right? No problem, right? Because according to y'all, what y'all tell us, see, people need to play that back. See, the thing is with Leonard Ellaby, when you really apply pressure, see, I wouldn't go there trying to be all nice to them and stuff. Like I said, they're the ones that were talking about he's knocking out heavyweights, knocking them down, beating them up, and all this stuff. But he fearful of Devin Haney rehydrating to 165. If you knock it out heavyweight, shouldn't you be able to knock out a dude at 165? Or that may rehydrate to 165, right? I keep saying it. If Devin Haney don't have no power, Devin Haney got such a weak chin, well, they should be lining up to sign Devin Haney to a contract to make a fight. So once again, explain to me how that makes sense. Make that make sense, please. Make that make sense. They just looking real, but like I said, this is the long history of the PBC. Anybody but the brother. Anybody but the brother. If you know what I'm saying? If it's black, it's whack. You know what I'm saying? Don't make the fight. It doesn't make sense. Oh, it won't sell. Like I said before, y'all really think that a rematch with Isaac Cruz is going to sell? You think that's going to do 1 million pay-per-views when they know that Tank is going to knock Isaac Cruz out? And then Frank Martin. So, for real, justify Tank fighting Frank Martin. How do you justify that? I mean, just how do you justify him fighting Frank Martin? I keep telling y'all, man, it ain't strap season, it's cap season. It's cap season. Like I said before, I ain't one of these dudes that's on the PBC payroll, and I'm not finna be sitting up there sucking up to them and kissing their pinky ring to get media credentials. because they want to control the narrative and they want to control what is said about their fighters. If I don't have the freedom to say what I want to say, and most of the time, I don't disrespect no fighters. That's real talk. But we do have the right to say whether this happened or whether that happened. You ain't finna tell us how we gonna do our videos or write our articles. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, man. But I'll be back with more later on, man. Catch y'all later. Appreciate y'all.